Hey guys, I'm back and today I'll be doing a October TBR. This month I'm not going to be reading all spooky books even though I love Halloween. It's like I've never really read a spooky book, so I don't know. I'm just trying to ease my way into it. So I have like 3 or 4 spooky books and it's a pretty ambitious TBR. Okay, so last night in my bullet journal I made a TBR spread. Let me show you. Here we are. Here is my TBR and then all the videos I want to film. Yeah. I have 9 books and I'm debating if I should add a 10th, and we'll get into that later. But first, I'm going to put the spooky books like at the end. But first, we're going to start with a type of book I've really never read before. And that is His Wicked Wish by Olivia Drake. I used to read fan fiction a lot in middle school, and so I'm like used to the smutty books type of thing, but I've never actually read like a proper smutty book, if that makes any sense. So I saw this at the library, and I know that this is actually part of a series and this is book 5, but I looked up like on Goodreads and they said that it's also works very well as a standalone, so I picked it up and it actually sounds really good. It's about this girl named Maddie, and her mother is a disgraced actor, I think. Oh no, she's a disgraced woman and a common actor. So those are her parents, a disgraced woman and a common actor. And so she really has nothing going for her. And so she meets this guy, Nathan, and he's rich and he just wants to embarrass his father. So he gets Maddie in on this thing that they're gonna marry, and then he's gonna go away, and she's fine with that because she has her own plans for herself, you know? Once they get married and he's like, okay, she's like, wait a minute. She actually starts falling for him, and she's hoping, what did it say? Can she persuade him to stay with her for always? And it's like, ooh, I'm excited to read this. It's a little intimidating. It's a little over 300 pages, and like the font is kind of like a lot. So hopefully I can read this really fast, and I think it'll be good, but I'm also not used to this writing style, so we'll see how this goes. Then next I have Girls on the Verge by Shannon Briggs Waller, and this is obviously from the library, and I saw this on the display and I've seen it on BookTube a few times, and I never really knew what it was about, and I picked it up and I read the inside and it just sounds so good. It's about our character Camille, and she's just not happy with anything, and so she just wants to get away. She just wants to leave, and her best friend is not down for that. She's like, no, like, you can't just leave. So she meets up with this girl she doesn't know very well from her drama class, I think it is, and she's all, sure, I'll take you wherever you want. So they start traveling like thousands of miles, and you learned, how did they put it? That friends are the real heroes in the story. And that's super cool. Not a very big book, and I think it's super sweet, and I kind of want to know what she's running from. The next book I want to read is Warcross by Marie Lu, and I've been wanting to read this book for a while now, and I just like never picked it up, but I'm hoping that in October I will finally get around to reading it, and it just sounds so good. This book is about a girl named Amika, and she is a Warcross bounty hunter. And she tracks down players who bet on the game illegally. Now, she accidentally glitches herself into the game, and she becomes an overnight sensation. So the Warcross founder, right? Yeah, the Warcross founder actually gets a hold of her and takes her to Tokyo. It says, the lines begin to blur between business and something more, pulling her deep into a sinister plot with major consequences for the entire Warcross empire. What? That's crazy, and I'm so excited to read this, finally. Yes. And the next book I have is After We Fell by Anna Todd, and this is the 3rd book in the After series. And guys, I started reading this in like August, and I don't want to finish it, but I also don't want to read it. Does that make sense? I'm like that much into it. I'm only 320 pages in, and this book is like a little over 800 pages. Like, it's a monster. So I know I could read it fast because this book is like really easy to read, but it's just reading it is the problem. So hopefully this month I'll be able to read it. I've already been reading it for a few months, and that's bad. So I really need to finish this. Yeah, that's about it. And the next book I have is Deep and Dark and Dangerous by Mary Downingham, and this book is actually a really short book. And I went up to my friend and I was like, hey, like, do you have any books you could recommend me? Like, I want you to recommend me a book. And so she actually has this one, and she let me borrow it, and it's perfect for the spooky season. And it's about a girl named Allie, and she finds a picture of 3 girls, and she recognizes her mom and her aunt in it, but she doesn't know who the 3rd girl is. So she's staying the summer. Yeah, she's spending the summer with her aunt, and she meets this girl named Sissy while she's there. And turns out Sissy might know who the 3rd girl in the picture is. And it says Allie is dying to find out, though if she's not careful, that's exactly what might happen to her. Die. What? Like, who is this person? I don't know. And it's only 187 pages. And the font isn't like tragic. So, I'm excited to read this. I want to know who it is, what the heck. And to kind of give myself a break, I picked up a graphic novel called Lock and Key by Joe Hill and Gabriel Rodriguez. If y'all don't know, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son. Oh my god, there's something in my eye. And I tried reading this book in August, I think it was, but I just I would read it like every now and then, and that's not what this book deserves. So I just need to sit down and read this all the way through, and actually really like the drawings in here. It's actually like really cool. And this book is 158 pages, which isn't too bad, but it's like really heavy. And this is the first in the Lock and Key series. And for my audiobook this month, I want to read Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I have like 30 minutes left on the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I requested the Prisoner of Azkaban on Overdrive a while ago, and I still have like 2 weeks until I get it, so it'll be like more towards the middle of the month where I'll start reading it, which is not a big deal. I'm excited to read that. I've been loving reading these books, and I love the narrator. He's so good. And yes, I'm excited to continue with this series. Now, for the last book I want to read, it's kind of, I have 2 books I want to read, and I don't know if I'll be able to read them both, but I definitely want to read one of the 2. Now, initially I wanted to read The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware, and I requested that. Hang on, there's something in my eye. Y'all, it was a whole eyelash in my eyeball. Oh my god, I thought I was hallucinating. Anyway, as I was saying, I requested Lock and Key by Ruth Ware at my library like a month ago, and I'm like number 87 on hold for the physical copy, and I'm like, nah, this ain't it. So last night I went on Overdrive, and I was like, I could read it on ebook. It's literally no big deal. And the wait is 6 months, and that's just not happening. I wanted to read it this month. So on Kindle, it's $12.99, which I could buy it, but it's like, what if I don't love it? So I'm kind of like torn, but I might just buy it on Kindle, or I might read The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. And I know that this book has been getting so much hype, and it's supposed to be the book to bring back vampires, and I'm so excited and I'm so ready. I actually requested a copy. I don't know if I'll get it or not. I doubt I will, but that'd be cool if I did. So if I get the copy, then I'll read it. But if not, it's like $15 physical copy on Amazon, and like I don't know how much was the ebook. So I don't know which one I want to spend my money on, you know what I'm saying? And I really want to read them both, but books ain't cheap, so I don't know which one I want to do. So those are all the books I want to read this. No, I totally forgot. The next book I want to read is Bedchamber Games by Tracy Ann Warren. This is another kind of smutty book, and it just sounded really good. I'm really excited to read it. It's about this girl. Okay, wait. It takes place in like the olden days when women couldn't do anything and they were just kind of like stuck at home and all the men did everything. And so this girl, I forgot her name, but her dad is a lawyer and he actually dies while doing a case. So she wants to finish out the case for him. So she starts dressing like a guy, and the other lawyer on the other side finds out her secret and stuff just starts happening. And yeah, so another smutty book. Okay, that is my October TBR. I hope I get around to all these books. I would really love to get around to all of these books. And yeah, have a good spooky season, and I will see you guys next time.